Home Away from Homer is a really moving episode of The Simpsons. Annoyingly, I watched this in the previous episode the wrong way round. They are the wrong way round on Disney+. Something to bear in mind if you're watching season 16 on there. But this is the 20th episode of the 16th season, directed by David Silverman and Bob Anderson. And in this episode, Ned has some lodgers, and they do something a little bit naughty that they shouldn't do. And I don't want to say exactly what it is. I don't want to completely spoil it, but let's just say it involves a webcam, and Homer ends up telling everybody, and everybody sees this and laughs at Ned because Ned's got no idea what they're doing. So Ned decides there's only one thing for it. He has to leave Springfield. And honestly, I wasn't expecting Homer's reaction. I'll discuss that with a spoiler warning. And the town he moved to was certainly a very interesting place. I feel like Ned's behaviour in that place was actually quite atypical, but every now and then we do get a glimmer of a different side to Ned, almost as if suggesting that his pleasing everybody attitude has its limits, as would be the case, you know? So I feel like while I don't think his actions were typical, I do understand and feel like it's maybe more realistic. So I guess with a spoiler warning now, I'll discuss more of this in detail. I don't have anything else to say that isn't a spoiler. So spoilers from now. Homer crying on Ned's doorstep was so unexpected, and I didn't expect such an immediate response. I knew he'd regret it, and I assumed he'd regret it and feel bad and miss Flanders, but I didn't think he'd have such an emotional breakdown, and it was actually really moving and a really touching moment and very well done. The coach character who moves in, I really didn't like, which is, the point. You're not meant to like him. I'm pleased that this was all very short-lived and that we didn't have to put up with him, for too long. But the character, in terms of how he was written and things, absolutely fine, came across quite well. No problems with him. I'm just glad we didn't have to put up with him for too much longer. And with regards to Humbleton, Pennsylvania, beautifully animated. I love the design of the place. I love the characters, their outfits. I just think it was a really lovely creation and a really great idea. Ned refusing to shave off his mustache is a surprise to me, because a figure of authority has told Ned to do something and Ned has refused. And that's completely unlike Ned. But as I said, I feel like everybody has their limits. Even the biggest people pleasers have their limits. And apparently Ned's is his facial hair. So that was unexpected, but it was quite interesting. I liked how that place was animated. I would have liked to have spent a bit more time there and got to know different parts of the area. Maybe if Ned had moved there slightly early on in the episode, we could have explored that a little bit more. But having said that, I don't feel like there was a problem with the pacing. I feel like the episode pacing was absolutely fine. So no complaints there. I really liked it. Jason Bateman voices himself very briefly, which was nice. I quite liked it. Definitely a good episode. Quite surprising. For me, it's the last episode of season 16, which is... Disney Plus have got a really bad habit of uploading things the wrong way around. If you're ever watching a series on Disney Plus, the best thing to do is bring up Wikipedia or IMDb or anywhere else and make sure things are in order. Nevertheless, kind of glad it's the last one I've watched because I rather liked it. Onwards to season 17.